Influenza, also known as the flu, is a viral infection of the mucous membranes of the nasal passages as well as the trachea. Now, there are different symptoms of the flu or cold, and many of them consist of joint and muscle pains. You also have mucus discharge from the throat. You also have cold chills, sneezing, and irritability. Many respiratory viruses may initiate the symptoms of a cold or flu, which the body only builds temporary immunity for. Now, if that cold or flu goes untreated, it could lead to a severe pneumonia. So prompt and sustained treatment of that cold or flu is critical, since it can cause or aggravate other conditions that may lay dormant in the body. There was a French biologist by the name of Louis Pasteur, and he searched for many years the microorganisms as a cause of disease. Now, he noticed that the microorganisms accelerated an illness if certain environmental factors were present. It is the condition of the host and not the virus or the bacteria that is the critical factor. For people who are up under a lot of stress, who are tired often, not getting a sufficient amount of exercise, and for many of those who are malnourished, are more susceptible to colds and flus than those who live a healthier life. Now, the cold and flu symptoms are signals for you to slow down and to take care of yourself. However, a fever gives you an excellent means to work with the immune system. There's extensive research that shows the body actually uses the fever in order to work against the virus. Now, the body uses the fever in order to activate white blood cells, in order to speed up the metabolism, and to slow down the growth of the invading bacteria or virus. Fever also stimulates the eliminative and detoxifying capacities of the skin. Therefore, it's important that you don't suppress your fever with aspirin or similar drugs, because this inhibits the body's elimination channels. Now, a lot of people don't know that aspirin is nothing more than a synthesized herb. They take the properties of a herb known as willow bark. They extract those properties and synthesize them, and that's how you get your aspirin. Now, white willow bark or willow bark is used as an anti-inflammatory herb, which has other properties that buffer the potential side effects. So when we take an herb and extract it of its properties and synthesize it and make it into an aspirin, we're also leaving out the other properties that has the ability to buffer the potential side effects. Now, aspirin has been shown to increase the shedding of a virus during the contagious stage of a flu, thereby increasing the possibility of you infecting those around you. So it's important not to use these drugs to suppress the fever. Now, there's a few things you could do when experiencing these symptoms. And the first thing I would say to do is to get an ample amount of hydration. You need some pure, clean water. You need to hydrate yourself. You also need to alkalize the body, because your body has to be in an acidic state. You want to alkalize the body and try to get that virus out of there. Another thing to do is to sweat it out. You have different herbs that induce sweating, but you could do a slight exercise, something real slight, nothing too strenuous, just to activate those elimination channels to help throw that virus off as well. And the most neglected out of all the things you could probably do is get some rest. You have to rest. This is the time where your body does the most healing. So a lot of people neglect that the most, and I'm telling you, get your rest. We need your rest. Alkaline foods are those which, when ingested, leave an alkaline ash or residue in the body. Now, these are going to consist of just about all your fruits and vegetables, and your fruit juices as well as pure water are going to be phenomenal when trying to combat these symptoms. Now, you also have your acidifying foods, which tend to aggravate or prolong the flu or cold or whatever symptoms that you're experiencing. And these foods should be avoided altogether. Dairy foods such as cheese, milk, and ice creams are best avoided as they can exacerbate the congestion, or they can aggravate the congestion, making it worse. Now, whole grains are typically a neutral charge, so you could use those in moderation if you like. But therapeutically, fruits and vegetables have been given for centuries to cure or to treat the symptoms of a cold or flu. And the fruits and vegetables' alkaline properties are, a big reason for their effectiveness. A healthy human body has a slightly negative charge to it, which is also mildly alkaline. Now, viruses, the carriers of the flu, are also slightly negatively charged. Therefore, since like charges repel, a normal, healthy, negatively charged body will repel most viruses in its environment. So, bodies that are under large amounts of stress, inflamed situations, consuming a lot of meats and red meats and sugary sweets, alcohol, dairy foods, these types of things put the body in a more positively charged situation where the body is now becoming more acidic and attracting to the viruses. Fruits and vegetables, just about all fruits and vegetables, are going to be rich, of course, the combination of the two, but they're going to be rich in vitamins and minerals and your electrolytes. This is a simple way to stimulate and alkalize the body. Now, you do have a handful of herbs that can also get this done as well, but if you're not too familiar with the herbs, then just start with the level that you're on. You know what I'm saying? Just a simple way to just stimulate and not overthink it is to get your fruits and vegetables. You can get a juicer, you can get a blender, you know what I'm saying, and really start taking in these fruits and vegetables, stimulating that body and getting it to a more alkaline state. But for those who are familiar with the different herbs, or even if you're getting introduced to them, you can look these herbs up and see how they can help. But yarrow is going to be a great herb to help break the dry fevers. I recommend using yarrow in the form of a tea. A lot of people could do the tinctures, but teas also work very well for the longevity. If you're taking them consistently for 30 days, then you'll see the results. But if you're just taking them once a week and you're saying you're taking your teas, you're just going to have a different result. You also have your elderberries and your elderflowers to help break up the nasal congestion caused by a flu. You also have another herb known as boneset, and that helps with relieving the scratchiness of the throat and the coughing and those symptoms that you could get from the cold or flu. Another good herb is going to be your echinacea. This is going to enhance all the functions of your immune system, so you're having a whole body response instead of just specific systems being stimulated. You're having a whole body, you're having different systems that's working together to help throw off this virus. And the last herb is going to be astragalus root. This also builds excellent resistance and improve the immune function, the immune system, the function of that immune system. So these are some good herbs to just start off with when you first have getting those signs of, those symptoms of the flus and colds. So I just wanted to leave y'all with a few jewels, but look these herbs up, and this is just one of the many videos that is pertaining to how we could use herbs.